It's a Colonel Bogey March.
Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by ChampionNews.net. This is Carol Parisi with our founder, Jack Roeser, and our special guest today is Congressman Joe Walsh from the 8th District. And Joe, during the break, we were talking about some of this miraculous movement that helped to take you, the first Tea Party candidate. Let's be clear, you were the very first Tea Party candidate that was elected. And what started this movement was the economy and how we were spending out of control and dampened economic growth. So how does this all mesh together, and how do we keep this moving forward?
It's interesting, Carol. I gave a speech about a month and a half ago, and I said, the beautiful thing about what's happened in the country is President Obama won in 2008. He took his football and he ran, the Democrats ran as fast as they could in that direction. And a lovely thing happened. The American people got up off their backsides and they recoiled against this. And the final straw was when they passed Obamacare. And the American people just said enough. When Governor Quinn passed that tax increase, Jack, I said to myself quietly, this should be the final wake-up call in Illinois. And it's my hope that that tax increase and what it's done to the business climate in this state will energize the Tea Party movements in this state to put their focus on Springfield. For too long, you know, Michael Madigan, this state's been ruled by one individual. Nobody, Republican or Democrat, should have that much power. And it will be, Illinois, Jack, will be a fascinating test case.
Yes.
A lot of the power that Madigan has comes from the same direction that you saw the power coming from up in Wisconsin, when the very wonderful governor up there took on the I hate to call it the teachers' union, because the teachers don't own the union owns the teachers. And it's an abuse of the workers in the educating class that's going on. But it's a terrible abuse, because there's an immense amount of money that flows out of the dues of the teachers into the hands of the teachers' union. And here in Illinois, the IEA is the 800-pound gorilla down in Springfield. I used to lobby down there, and I could tell you many examples of how they are regarded. There is nobody down there that wields the power that the teachers' union does. And so they, through about 15 different names, give about $1 million to Madigan and a similar amount to his daughter, and a long list of Democrats. A short list of Republicans comes out the many millions of dollars that are dumped in, and the troops in the street as they get the teachers to do their will, and some of the teachers will. It's a perversion of the system. The unions brag that they own, that they are the masters of their own employees in the thing. They have cut the taxpayers out of the equation. So to get anywhere in Illinois with the $80 billion deficit just on pensions in just the K-12 system is unpayable, can't be done. And we've got to have a revolution down there to remove the Illinois Miseducation Society.
Well, you're right, Jack.
The enemy of the republic.
Yeah, look.
They have to be taken down off their pedestal.
The great population of this state needs to rise up, and we will outnumber. The beautiful thing about the Tea Party movement is it's all organic. It's people who are self-motivated, who just said, "I'm going to do my part to try to save this country." You can't bottle that kind of motivation.
You can't manufacture
You saw that, Carol Ann.
Yeah.
I mean,
lived it, ate it, breathed it.
But
yes.
Isn't it growing? Do you worry about this movement staying engaged in Illinois next year?
I really feel that our fiscal recklessness and the consequences that we are going to be suffering, people are understanding this, and people are concerned. Now, as everybody is engaged as much, no, you know what? You do need a breather, but we have meetings every month, and they're growing. More people are starting to, come to the meetings. Yeah. And no, this is definitely, and this is the cool thing about this movement. It's not a Democrat or a Republican thing. It's an American thing, and it's a constitutional thing.
Well, and remember, it's bigger than either party.
Exactly.
And for every one person who goes to a regular Tea Party meeting, there are 300 people back home who feel the same way,
right.
who just don't come to the meetings.
They don't come to the meetings. Exactly. Well, that's true.
And we have to speak to them. And if we shy away from speaking to them, whether it's the debt ceiling fight, whether it's Medicare, because again, we found out 2 weeks ago, Jack.
Joe, you spoke before the show, you spoke about talking to Democrats and what you found when you leveled with them.
In what regard?
Well, you said you welcomed them.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Look, I won a close election. We have gone out of our way to invite Democrats and independents to my town halls. I represent the entire district. I want to hear from people. Look, and this wasn't just something that Melissa Bean did, Jack. Too many members of Congress are afraid to get in front of their constituents without any staff there, without any filter there. It's just letting people get in your face and saying how you feel. I've done it. That's what I've tried to do the last 4 or 5 months. And I'm convinced, though, that by doing that, most people, Jack, are with us. Most people in their 80s and 70s know we have to do something with these entitlements or we are in real trouble.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we are. We'll hurt the teachers, not these top ones that are abusing the system and the regulators.
We need to engage both. You know what? We need to engage Americans, and we need to have that dialogue going because, as you said, Joe, you represent the whole 8th district, and we do need to start getting some good policy in order in Washington and in Springfield that is going to create a good, healthy business environment.